Hi investigators, Mike Evans with episode 259 of Spy Curious, the weekly news for Australian corporate, government and private investigators. This week we have, as promised, our Australian Security Academy Professional Development Awards, and I'm announcing the winners today. And of course you can see that and who the winner is. That's the award. We've also got some weekly news, positions vacant, all that sort of thing. It's a massive program today. I'm by myself, so I'm doing everything. So let's get into it and see what's going on around the place. Up in Townsville, Shannon's looking for a debt collector process server. So get in touch with him. Shannon's got that job available today. If you can't remember his phone number or see his email address, you can replay this program on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or wherever you're watching. So get straight on to Shannon. He's anxious to hear from you in relation to a job vacancy that he has. Big news coming out this week for government investigators throughout Australia is within the Commonwealth Fraud and Corruption Control Framework. The fraud and corruption rule is being implemented in July this year. Now, what does that mean? It's the new rules for fraud control within government departments federally. And now they're saying, as a result of these new rules, each government department, federal one, that is funded by federal government to do whatever they do, whether it's agriculture, fisheries, Centrelink, Services Australia, whatever, they must have someone in there with a certificate for in government fraud control within that agency. So that's really important. G'day, Michelle, down in beautiful Byron. I hope you're well. I think you're going to enjoy some of the opportunities that you'll see here today. G'day, Taylor. Taylor, people, graduated this week from the Australian Security Academy in Melbourne with her Certificate 3 in investigative services. So as tradition, we have to give Taylor some balloons for that effort. So well done, Taylor. That's our congratulatory balloons for you gaining your Certificate 3 this week. Well done. Hi, Amber. Great to hear you. I'm sure you're all over that fraud control situation that's been announced. And 24th of July, I think it comes in. G'day, Jack, down in beautiful Tasmania, where it's drizzling with rain at the moment. It's absolutely gorgeous here on the Gold Coast at the moment, mate. You should come up here and live. I just thought I'd rub that in a bit. So here we go. Some of the other things that are happening this week. The Tobacco Regulatory Enforcement Coordinator Contract Public Sector wants someone with legal qualifications to do tobacco regulatory enforcement. So you've got to be a lawyer or a barrister for $55 an hour. What? $55 an hour to risk your life in tobacco regulatory compliance enforcement. Don't do it. Factual investigators are wanted by the Asia Pacific Security Group, APSG, down in Melbourne. So get in touch with them if you're looking for a surveillance role. Truth Investigations in New South Wales are hiring, and in Brisbane for surveillance, licensed surveillance agents are wanted by Queensland, covert investigations. So great opportunities there in surveillance for people. G'day, Chantel. Great to see you. Thanks for checking in. I'm sure you do, mate. So earlier on today, we had our investigations uni, and Paul Martin was our guest telling us all about whistleblowing investigations. If you missed it and you're a member of AIRLA, make sure you get in touch with me if I haven't invited you to see that one. It's a really important one for the future of investigations. So that's in Investigations Uni, episode 84. We'll flip over to what's happening in news this week around the country, just before I announce our winners of our prizes. So let's have a look at our news this week. Before we start this week, I've got a flashback to last week, where our investigation news said that balcony collapse dangers loom as the next big crisis for Victorian homes. Now, of course, you all remember me saying that, and you all said, yes, Mike's right. That's absolutely 100% right. We always know that he is right, and we don't have to listen to him going, I told you so, 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 I told you so. Let's have a look what happened straight after Spy Curious last week in Victoria. A veranda collapsed that night in the Dandenong Ranges, and 2 first responders in an ambulance went there to revive a man who had an illness of some kind, a 73-year-old man, I think, from memory, and the veranda collapsed while they were on it. So you saw it here last week, reported in the newspaper, repeated here, and it was typical of the situations outlined. 3 people, flimsy, weathered veranda, very old, rain, time, never been repaired, never looked after properly, and it collapsed on 2 first responders. So very sad for them. And you can read about that in the newspaper. So that happened just after our program last week. Yep, the fraud control plan is hitting government federal agencies, and you heard it from Amber. Good on you, Amber. Thanks for letting us know. She's got insider information there, people, on what's happening. Thanks for confirming that for us. So what else is happening around the place in the news this week? Sorry, we've done that one. Rising compo claims in Victoria for the mandatory jabs. So for the vaccines. So people, they're saying, reporting in the newspapers down there, that millions have been paid out. There's been an inquest expected over the deaths of 4 Targa Tasmania rally drivers in Tasmania. So that's coming up mid-2024 to see what happened down there. One of the most interesting things about being on surveillance in Tassie, if it's around Easter time, is watching Targa, because it sort of breaks up your day a bit. And one of these people in this vehicle died at Mount Arrowsmith in Tasmania. Now, Mount Arrowsmith is in a rainforest. That's where that mountain is. So the top of the mountain's quite bare and rocky, but as you sort of descend down it, it goes into ancient rainforest. And if you're there where this actual car is, and you walk back up the road after you park on one of the little side parts, in February, on a really hot day, you get a 38-degree day in February there, that road is carpeted with run-over, dead, white-lipped whip snakes. Seriously. You see thousands of them if you walk back up the road. And it's got nothing to do with the racing. It's not on then. It's just the trucks and the vehicles going past, and the multiplicity of wildlife in that temperate rainforest area. So a little bit of an interesting thing. Jack will go and report on that for us next year in February, and go and chase the snakes away. G'day, Chris. Thanks for checking in, mate. Really good to see you. So back to our news. So Targa they're talking about mental health more and more on LinkedIn. And as you know, people, I've been talking about mental health, and we just had Chris check in, who won our mental health award from last week. And Chris is one of our 3 winners so far. We've still got 3 more awards to give away for that. This is what Chris has won. There it is. He's won himself a champion of mental health medal for his input into our contest for it. I think there it is. There's the medal. That's what it looks like. I'll put it on. This isn't Chris's. Chris is having his name put on at the moment, like Sharon's and Evans. So they've all submitted stuff into our contest for that. It's to raise awareness of mental health in the investigations workplace. What we're also raising awareness of today is professional development in the workplace with our Australian Security Academy Professional Development Awards. You've at least to warm you up, Jack. So our mental health awards, these are the last ones we had. So that's what they looked like. And we did that to celebrate. We did that to celebrate 500 in-class events. That's what they were back then. And the awards now we're celebrating not just 500 in-class events, but 1,000 members of our industry association AirLap. So that's really important that we're celebrating that. And we're now up to 875 in-class events and 1,045 members of AirLap. So certainly this is something, as far as I'm concerned, I'm very proud of it. So that's what our last ones look like. Now, it is impossible to take a photograph of these awards. You can't. I'm holding the award here. And they're made of glass. And if you drop them, they smash and shatter. Now, when we handed these out last time, I think there's only 8 still in existence of some 24 that we handed out because people just dropped them. So please, people, if you're a winner today, put them in your trophy cabinet. Here's me trying to photograph one. See, I don't always look like this as I do after 5 hours of hair and makeup. Sometimes I'm wearing a singlet because it's hot in Queensland, but I'm trying to take a photo of these things. So what I've had to do is resort to basically a mock-up of them so we can see the winners. So here we go with our winners for our Professional Development Awards this year. First one, Massel Global down in Victoria in Melbourne. They have supported professional development for their staff over the last year, encouraged people to be members of an industry association. They've done a great job down. They've employed every Australian Security Academy student that applied there. Good on you, Massel. You're a winner of one of those awards. So congratulations. M&A Investigations, the most unknown investigation agency in Australia and probably one of the 3 biggest. So very low profile, but they're winners of our investigation awards, and they do general insurance. So they're very supportive, extremely supportive of what we do. What we do with our industry association, because if general insurance, what happens is all the clients have to have their general insurance investigators, surveillance and factual, as members of an industry association for ongoing continuous professional development. Quantum Corp, they're a winner of one of our awards this year. Congratulations, Tim and team down at Quantum Corp. You can see their website there. If you're interested in finding out more about them, they're a winner of Professional Development Award. KPMG are a winner. RSM Australia, one of the top advisory services in Australia. So congratulations, Milind and team down at RSM. I know you're very pleased with it. You have won awards in the past, but you do encourage professional development, membership of industry associations and fraud control CPD. So it's great to see. Auto and General Insurance, one of the biggest insurers in the world, have won one of our awards for what they do. It doesn't have to be big. Airmax Investigations over in Western Australia, here's their website. They're a winner, and I'm really pleased to see it. The effort put in by Airmax Investigations into professional development this year has been outstanding. And you may not even be aware that they did it, but they've done it. And they've done it with ongoing, continuous professional development and at a very high level and consistent level. So good on you, Max and team over at Airmax Investigations in Western Australia. Clarity Workplace Solutions, who have been on this program, Matt Cito and team have won one of our awards. And here's their website at Clarity. You can learn all about them there. Allied Universal, one of the bigger investigation agencies. Good on you, Leanne. Leanne Corcoran has organised a massive amount of people to take part in the Academy of Investigation, Risk and Loss Adjusting Professionals. Leanne's a very good supporter of that. I've just got the wrong logo again. That's 2 times in a row. I'm going to have to give up in a minute. So Leanne supports people joining AirLab. So well done. Her efforts won Allied Universal one of those trophies this year. Where am I? RSPCA Queensland are winners. They've done a great job. I'm missing one of my winners. I'll bring it up next week, but I must confirm that Cyberlutions down in Tassie and in Sydney, they've won one of our awards too, and I do not know what's happened to their award. I should have had it there. Dwayne, I apologise for that, mate. I'll put it up here next week and remind everybody that you won it as well. So that's our winners of our investigation awards. So far this year, we've got some more to come because I couldn't fit them all into one program. So we will have some more later on. Oh dear. G'day, Matty. Great to see you, mate. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in, Chris. Guys, you brighten my day. You really do. All right. So what else has been happening this week out there? Done that. I've done ASPG. Auto General. Oh, 2 gambling officers down in Victoria. Would that be a good job? You want to bet? Sure would be. So that's for the Victorian government. You'll need a certificate for in government investigations in relation to that. Thanks, Chantal. It's very kind of you. People, if you want to kiss up to an employer now, say, oh, well done, Max. Be specific about, I really like your work there at Cyber Solutions, Dwayne. Good work there, Tim at Quantum Corp. Leanne at Allied. That's a good idea to get some brownie points when you apply for a job there. Yeah, no, that's really great of you, Chantal. Congratulating everyone. Good on you. Thank you. It's really important to me, and there's very little recognition. If you want to work in an industry that has no recognition and no thanks, you're in the right one. So to see people being thanked is great. Here's an Australian Security Academy student advertising for skip traces, process services, field agents and investigators. And you can see all those job vacancies on our Australian Security Academy Facebook job vacancy page. There it is. So that's the page you go to see the job vacancies I've been showing you today. Pinkertons are looking for surveillance and factual investigators in Melbourne. And Quantum Corp are looking for investigations. Get in touch with Sarah. When you have an interview with her, she's going to have a trophy in the cabinet beside her. All right. From Quantum Corp. Just to keep you up to speed with our investigations uni, we're going to be changing direct to Moodle. So it'll be going to Moodle very soon. And you will, as an Australian Security Academy student, be able to log into investigations uni directly from Moodle. You won't have to go anywhere else. You'll have a list of your CPD that you can do or you want to do. And this is what your certificate's going to look like from that one. All right. It also, keep in mind, it also has the verifiable QR code down in the bottom corner, which is going to assist you with instant verification of your achievement there. So that's big news that's sort of come up with what we're doing this week. Department of Veterans Affairs. If you want to work for them, you've got to have a certificate for in government investigation and a good understanding of what happens in defence. They do a lot of study with the Australian Security Academy there, certificate for in government investigations people, and that role is available down in Melbourne. Auto and General are looking for a fraud analyst for Budget Direct. So that's in Brisbane. And as you just saw, Auto and General just like Quantum Court with Sarah just a moment ago, were winners of the Australian Security Academy Professional Development Award this year. Great to have you here, Taylor. Thanks for checking in. Now, as I previously mentioned, there's Chris, here's Sharon, and we're going to go and find Evan. All right. They are winners of their award, their medals. Okay, their medallions that I'm not wearing theirs, right? They're having their names put on them as I speak. So they will go out in the mail to our winners for promoting mental health and investigations. Now, they didn't give you all the solutions to mental health. They just said what they do for a hobby and what they do to switch off, and we've rewarded that with some recognition. I've still got 3 of these left. Okay, what do you do? What do you do to switch off? Do you go in rally cars? Do you walk along the beach? It doesn't have to be earth-shattering. It's the fact that when someone's in a rut, they can't see a way out. And they just might happen across this program one day and go, I should appreciate my cat's life. Or I might try and be a DJ. Or I can take up photography like Chris did. He ended up in a winery, actually. I cut him off last week because I was running out of time, which is a bit unfair on Chris. But they've shared what they do in regard to their mental health. So keep that in mind, people. That's really not all that hard to do. All right. I'll just, it's not all that hard to do, but it's important that we're all reminded of it frequently because it's where we let ourselves down. Too much work, not enough play. I'm not lecturing you. I'm just saying there's options out there. So Investigations Uni next week. You just saw Amber check in and heard that the fraud plan is being discussed throughout federal government agencies. We're going to be starting on that for our Investigations Uni next week, and that will be the topic. We'll be breaking that down, what it means for those of you who are studying Certificate 4 in Government Investigation. Now, previously, Certificate 4 in Government Fraud Control was not the most popular qualification, but after they bring this in, I can pretty well guarantee that Certificate 4 in Government Investigation is going to go beyond simply Centrelink and simply the tax office, where it's beneficial to every federal government department. So if you're looking at applying for work there, consider Certificate 4 in Government Investigation Fraud Control. It's about raising fraud control awareness. It's actually not about investigating fraud. It's a very important role. We've discussed major frauds in this program, and I get a lot of feedback on those, and you can see them on our YouTube channel. They've got their own playlist. Okay, so you can see exactly what kind of frauds were played out against government departments. But that fraud control awareness qualification is now more valued than ever than just the tax office and Services Australia, Centrelink. It's going to be everywhere. So keep that in mind as a future development. G'day, Brian. Thanks for checking in, mate. I really appreciate your interactions, people, because I'm here by myself talking to them. We've got a big crowd watching this week too, and it's just great to see that you're saying, "G'day, Marita, I missed you." Sorry about that. He's done it again. So I do apologise for that. If I do miss you and I don't say hello back, you can go to basically today's episode of Investigations Uni and blow the whistle on me and say, Mike Evans never says hello to me when I bother, and report that to Your Call Whistleblowing. Don't miss that episode, people. Please watch the replay. It's available to you if you're a member of Investigations Uni. If you're not a member of an Investigations Uni and you're an Australian Security Academy student, you should be. Why? Because what we've just been talking about, they're saying it's compulsory CPD over and above holding the fraud control. So the person must hold the fraud control qualification within the Department of Veterans Affairs, Fisheries, Comcare, wherever. But it says in there, and we'll be breaking it down next week, they've got to do CPD as well. And if you are applying for those jobs, you hold the qualification and you're automatically been doing CPD anyway. So you're way ahead of the pack. If you get the role in the federal government department, someone else has been filling in for it for 6 months, they will appeal against that role being given to you. But when you hold the nationally recognised qualification and you've done your CPD and you can demonstrate that, and they're classic public servants that haven't put their hand in their own pocket, haven't done any professional development, you retain the job and their appeal goes out the window. So keep that in mind. That's very important. Now I've done all these things. So congratulations to all our winners, people. Thank you for supporting them. The trophies don't look that bad. They clear see-through glass. If you have been a winner of one of these trophies, and I must point out that Cyberlutions are a winner too, but I have just failed to upload their picture, and that's my fault. I'll make up for that next week for Dwayne and the team who do a great job at Cyberlutions. That's their website. Get on and have a look, and certainly, you know, research these if you're looking for a job, because these people that you're seeing here in these organisations fully support people who hold qualifications, study their art, and do CPD. CPD is basically training, continuous professional development. It's training for your profession. Just like when you played netball, hockey, footy, whatever, you went to training twice a week. In your career, that's continuous as well. So continuous professional development doesn't have to be hard labour, 3 hours every week. It can be a micro credential like whistleblowing fundamentals for a role that values the new fraud control plan that's coming out on 24th of July. Thanks for watching, people. Congratulations to all the winners. We're really excited about that. Most of them will have them by Tuesday or Wednesday next week in the mail. Please, you treat them very carefully. They are made of glass, okay? And if you drop them, they will break. Don't put them on your trophy shelf. Put them in your trophy cabinet. And when you go for the job interview, people at those organisations, you'll have something to build a rapport, break the ice and talk about and say, hey, I saw when you won that earlier in 2024. Been a great week. We've had some amazing graduates this week. Congratulations, Taylor. Congratulations, everybody else. Going well, Marita. Let's finish it off now. Goodbye, coffee drinkers. Thanks, Maddie. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, everybody that checked in. Amber, Michelle, the whole lot of you, you know who you are. I'll see you next week on Spy Curious.